I'm a psychotherapist in private practice. I've been in practice independently since 1991. I work a lot with young people in particular, and most recently in the area of people who have issues with online computer gaming. I have a lot of interest in the issue of online gaming. One reason is because I've been a game player, and I've played a tremendous amount of time myself. I also have two sons who are young adults who got me into playing and invited me to play with them, taught me how to play. And I would say they've both had some challenges in the area of managing their play. You know, the thing with the argument that goes on about online gaming addiction. Some people clearly get defensive about the term addiction and argue about whether behaviors can or can't be addictive, or whether we're only talking about substances being addictive. You know, I don't think that arguing about whether addiction is real or not real is really the point. The issue is, are some people playing too much? And I don't think anybody would argue that. There are definitely people who play too much. And if they're playing too much and it's impairing their life in any way, sometimes only in small ways, sometimes in major ways, but if someone's having a life impairment, then it's a problem. Some people like the term problematic play, compulsive play, and some people say, hey, let's just call it addiction. Personally, I don't think it matters what we call it. We could argue about jargon forever and not really get anywhere, but the point is, what's healthy play and when does play become a problem? And I think that's what we're trying to figure out. Well, that's an area where we need to do a lot more research. I think anyone who's played, particularly in the MMO genre, knows of probably more than one or two or three people who play excessively. By that, I mean to the point that they're not taking care of the normal functions of life. Education, work, hygiene is an issue. Some people stop bathing, brushing their teeth. They stop eating regularly. They stop exercising. They stop seeing friends. They stop doing the normal kinds of recreation that they used to do. So I think anytime someone is, what I'd say as a therapist, starting to have functional impairment, or their functioning isn't normal, it's different than the way they used to be before they started gaming, I think that's a sign there's something wrong. You know, you could talk forever about how to determine that, and that's one thing that I think therapists are looking at and trying to determine. When does normal play, which when we talk about gameplay, it's supposed to be something that's recreational, it's supposed to be a hobby, it's supposed to be fun. When does normal play cross the line into something that's really an impairment? You know, that's what we're working on. There's always treatment available. Anytime someone has some kind of a problem or an issue or a concern, they can find a therapist to treat it. I think the thing we're really looking at here is what kind of treatment is effective, what will really help. And that's the thing that I think at this point we don't have nearly enough information about. One of the concerns I have is that there are so many different reasons people play. Player motivations, and there's research going on now about the different reasons people play. Some people play for companionship, for socializing. Other people play for a sense of power, for a sense of dominance over other people. Other people play just because they're good at it, and it boosts their self-esteem and their sense of being an accomplished person in life, because maybe real life doesn't give them that many opportunities. So I think we have to understand player motivation, and then we can understand what needs are being met by the gameplay, and are those needs that perhaps are not being met in real life. And if they're not being met in real life, people will tend to turn more and more to the gameplay to get those needs met. So when we talk about treatment, we have to understand what are the deficits in real life if that's what's happening, and try and find a way to help the person work that out. In other words, if they're failing in school because perhaps they have a learning disability, is that something that needs to be addressed, and therefore the need to spend so many hours in the game, then that need would go down if the other problems were addressed.